Welcome to the KJL Art Sanctuary podcast, where we present a captivating series of interviews with visual artists. This platform serves as a space for these gifted individuals to reveal their distinctive perspectives, creative processes, and artistic journeys. Welcome to the KJL Art Sanctuary podcast, where we present a captivating series of
You know what? I just realized that I may have been talking for a while and my mic was muted. Uh, Eileen, I can see you in the background. Can you hear me? You couldn't hear me a while ago, could you? Oh, it's been technical difficulties all the way around. I've been telling you all. That's so funny. I'm going to have to edit this video. The joy of being on live. My name is artist Kenneth J. Lewis Sr. I'm your host, KJL Art Sanctuary Podcast. Today I'm interviewing Eileen Ramos. Uh, and excited to have this young lady on. She does a unique style of art. And, I'm just excited to have her on. Uh, I wanted to give some public service announcement, what it was doing. And I looked and I said, wait a minute. Uh, I don't think they can hear me. I saw that my mic was muted. So I'm having problems with my website. It's with the host. And so they said later on today it should be back up. Somehow they got rid of my content got taken out of my entire website. So they're trying to fix that now to put my content back in. So there's going to be a little downtime for part of the day today. Hopefully they'll have it fixed by the end of the day. There's some advertisements that I will have on here today that direct you to my website. So go on, uh, and it hasn't been rectified. It should be sometime today, later today, that should fix the problem. I hear somebody in the private chat. Yes, okay, that was Eileen saying, I hear you. Oh, Lord. So, listen, so without any further ado, I'm going to bring in Eileen Ramos. But as a matter of fact, let me go in here and let tell you, lady, I'll read this bio. I don't know why I don't have my glasses here, but I think I printed this up pretty big. So it's about Eileen. I am a bipolar. Uh, Pinay, I hope I'm saying it correctly, and she can correct me later. American writer, editor, performer, artist, and mental health advocate. I want to use this space uh, not just document all my creative projects, but also my evolving identity. I'm increasingly outspoken about my severe mental illness. I have a history of psychosis, suicidal ideation, anxiety, and depression. Figuring out my path in love and life. It's been illuminating to bridge that once canyon-sized gap between my writing and speaking, and I can't wait to discover more. I am a book hoarder and eclectic eclectic. And my favorite genre is experimental literature. The events coordinator of the Asian American Literary Review, I enjoy live tweeting, on live readings and around New York City metropolitan area. I also love selling their works at literary events, zinefests, as well as my own. I'm interested in experiencing with immersive experiences and the written word. I can't wait to see what I'll discover, and I appreciate so you may say like, okay, Eileen's a writer, and you have her coming on here, but she does something that's unique. It's called abandoned art. I'll let her elaborate more so on that. And so, welcome to the stage, Eileen. Okay, I'm so excited to have you here. I can't hear you now. Uh-oh. I think there's a problem. I'm not sure why I'm having trouble hearing you. Yeah, I can't hear you. Uh, let's see if your mic isn't muted. Make sure your mic is unmuted too. It's unmuted. Wow, I'm having trouble hearing you. I don't know what the problem is. I can't hear you at all. I have no idea what it is. Let me check on my end for the sound to see if because I'm my sound is coming like I can clearly hear myself. And just a couple of seconds ago when we were on there, I could hear you. But right now, I can't. That's strange. Hmm. Let me take you out and bring you back in. Okay. Can you hear me? Oh, can't hear you. I can't hear you at all. Wow, we are having technical difficulties here. Let me see. I'm going to my settings. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah, I cannot. I literally can't hear you. I don't know. I don't know if it's something on your end. Uh, your mic. Let me. I'm trying to edit your mic settings. Mic volume. It's. I don't know what the problem is. I'm looking at my settings here. I can totally hear you right now. I mean, audio. Yeah, talk now. Still can't hear you. Let me try this. Talk now. Nope, I cannot hear you. I tried everything on my end. I'm connected. Uh, look in your settings. there's got to be something with your sound in there. Uh, can you hear me? There's something. I can't hear you. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. Yes.
Oh, I had to higher the mic volume.
Yeah, you already had your mic volume down to nothing because I couldn't hear a word. Turn it all the way up so I can hear you. Because you
Okay.
talk kind of low, so turn it all the way up. 'Cause
Okay.
yeah, you're still low, so turn it up as high as you can because you're
How
talking
about
low and you're
now?
not have a mic right in your face like that. So you're gonna have
Is
to
this
turn
good?
it up.
How about
What was
now?
that again?
How about now? Is this good?
Yeah, but you got to step back so I can see you. I can't see you.
Oh shoot. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah,
How about now? Is this
just
good?
just turn your whatever your mic is, whatever it is that you want to hear, turn it up as high as you can. All right.
Um.
So yeah, I can hear you now, but go ahead. What were you saying
Okay.
now? I'm sorry.
No, no, it's fine. Is this a good volume? I can try to find my headphones and it has a mic on it.
Yeah, because I would have probably if you would have went with your headphones and probably a mic, uh, it what makes it better. Because
Yeah.
you see I'm right here on the mic and you can hear me good. But this is no big deal. This is all a part of we're just standing here talking. So anybody that sees this is a part of what happens sometimes. But we'll
Right.
correct it in real time. This is live. We'll edit the rebroadcast, but we'll
Mhm.
just go with this for now. This is real time fun.
Yeah.
So I said, like, so how are you doing? Like, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, how did you get started with the idea? First of all, I'm going to deal with the abandoned books that you do. How did you come up with that idea? And tell us how that whole process works.
So I have a hoard of books. Like I bought so many and I don't read them. And then I had this idea like, oh wait, I need to get rid of them somehow and I don't want to sell them. I think it'd be fun to like give them away. So I started I think in 2017 where I left them in Nashville because I was there for a cousin's bridal bachelorette party.
Mhm,
And yeah, I wanted to curate a theme. I think the theme was like distraction. And
mhm,
I had a magazine about different distractions. And then um, I had like different books that are novels, zines, and I tried to include gifts. Lately, I've been using cigar boxes and like I'm
mhm.
filling them with items that I
Uh,
pulled from the reading. And then I have like tote bags because I collaborate with Board to Death Book Club.
uh,
And yeah, so I've been leaving them in Washington, D.C., the Philippines, New York City, Brooklyn, Jersey City,
mhm.
all around.
Oh, okay. So you create you get these books, you love the books, you like reading, so you gather the books, and then
Hmm.
you kind of incorporate an artistic angle to it. Then you
Hmm.
leave them at locations, and
Yeah,
then just for whoever picks up, it's theirs. It's free art that you're putting out. And
yeah,
I know when we talked earlier, I was trying to get some footage to see what happens when people pick these up and you were just leaving them and walking away and not even knowing
yeah.
who picked them up. So,
Hmm.
and we talked about maybe in the future, like doing it and like actually recording the people waiting for somebody to pick it up and see what their reaction is, and maybe even just sitting it somewhere and then approaching the person to say, "Yeah, I left the art, and this is free," and or just just get their reaction. That's all. But
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. We're going to look at some of that stuff you did, and then we're going to ask you some other questions as well.
Mhm.
But I Eileen's Gmail address, email address is word si held @gmail.com. Then you can contact her on Facebook, Eileen Ramos. Is it Ramos or Ramos?
Ramos is good.
Ramos. Okay.
Mm.
Then eileenramos.com is the website. And on IG, it's word SI held at IG.com.
Mhm.
And So we usually start off also, and we have the artist tell us a quote or something that they live by. And Eileen started today. Her She didn't have actually a quote; she had a poem. So I'm gonna read for you the poem that she had, and then she can tell us how that why that resonates with her. This particular poem, and it's called "Dear Brown Girl" by Barbara Jane Reyes. What if nobody reads you, but every young, hungry brown girl who crosses your path? Please let them be visible to you. Their eyes are so wide. They have rarely seen a woman like you before. They see you speak like you have forgotten the fear, the harm speaking brings brown women like you, daughters of spilled bodies and suitored mouths. They never knew brown women like you were real, speaking head held high, speaking like you know, because you know, and because you know that you know. They are holding your words so close to their bodies, the way we were all taught to cradle a newborn babe, like they were taught to hold God's words close to their hearts. They are breathing in your pages. They can't bear to remember what it was like before they found you. What if they are the only ones who ever read you? Could that be so bad? And
Mm,
that's a poem. So tell me, what is it about that poem that kind of resonates with you? Uh, Wanted to share it with us. I like it, by the way.
thank you. Yeah, I love Barbara Jane Reyes' work. She's also a Philippine American poet. I thought she wrote this book called Letters to a Young Brown Girl. And when I read that, I was like, oh, that's exactly who I was. I was desperate for seeing other people like me on stage, in books. And Barbara Jane Reyes was my first opening to that. And she talks about shaming and pain, and I relate to it with my mental health.
Move a
My
little. Excuse me. Move a little. I'm having trouble hearing you. I can hear you, but it's a little. Uh, yeah. So go ahead now. Yeah, you may have to get a little closer to the mic. Like you're close up on there. I don't want you to go so far where I can't see you. But
right.
so kind of repeat that because it's hard to hear you at that distance.
Okay, how is this better?
Yeah, it is. I'm not like I'm hearing you, but it's kind of staticky because I think you're talking like normal. You see how I got the mic. That's why it's good to have a mic when you're doing these because I can hear
Right.
you clear. Like you're sounding distant to me. But go ahead.
Okay. Um so Barbara Jenkins is a Filipino American poet, and I'm also
Uh-huh.
Filipino. And then she wrote this book, Letters to a Young Brown Girl, and she's like my first introduction to like Filipino poets and like who look like me. And I don't see it. There's a dearth of people on stage and in books and in TV. So I was desperate to see someone who looks like me, who has a similar life. And when I read that poem, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to write for other young brown people like me, who who feel like they can't say anything because they're ashamed or like put down upon. And like there's this like thing with Filipino culture where you like pretend things are fine and like you just go with the peace to keep the peace even though it's costing your own peace. So um I just love that how she like brings out the pain to the surface, and it makes it feel like I can talk about it. And like
Exactly.
I I've been shamed about my mental illness, and I felt like because of society, I can't talk about my issues with depression, my suicidal ideation, my end attempts, my psychoses. But with her work and like others, I felt like I could be open and talk about these issues, and I've helped people when I perform on stage, my
Mhm.
monologues. I Someone told me that they sought a therapist for their depression, or when I showed people's my works, and I talked at length about my journey with mental health difference. The my That stranger told me that I saved her life because she went to the hospital to deal with her issues. So I thought it was important to speak out, and like Barbara Jane Reyes gave me that door and allowed me to see I can move forward and talk about these things and create art.
Gotcha. Gotcha. That's beautiful. Because a lot of people have a problem with mental health. They don't they think it's a bad thing to seek therapy and things like that. And matter of fact, just about all of us need therapy for sure. We all have issues. Every last one of us. We all have issues. We all need to at times talk to someone that could help us and guide us in a direction. So I I totally respect you for that. I respect the fact that you're willing to talk about something as actually being bipolar, to say, I'm open enough to talk about it and share, um, my experiences with people. Now, how has that affected your art? Like, how does that play? What part does that play in, like, your creativity, with your literature, with your art? Like, with that fact, how do you incorporate that into everything? Or do
It's
you incorporate it in there? Is that a part of the reason for the abandoned books? Like, how does that all fit?
um it's definitely cathartic to write about, and I feel like I understand myself more and understand what I'm going through more when I create, when I write and incorporate it. And it's so there's a beauty to being radically vulnerable, and like I feel like freer and more creative with it. There's definitely that mad artist stereotype, and but I feel like because I have this condition that it makes me feel like I could go even further and more layered and more intricate versus like a more held back stance. I feel like I'm a lot more freer with this. Um, but I'm not like disavowing pills or anything, but it does help me in some sense, making me feel like I have this condition where I'm suffering, but I'm not letting it stand in my way, and I'm not letting it hinder me at all. It actually helps me in some ways. So it
Mhm.
feels like I can be more freer because I have stakes in it, and I can move forward with my life and create art the way I want to, rather than like some plain oil painting or like something simple one genre like. So yeah.
Uh, I'm gonna take a look at a couple of we're gonna look at a couple of the pieces that you were talking about as far as the uh, abandoned art and like kind of what you put together. And you also have this artist that kind of inspired you. Um, did the artist think I forget her name again?
Uh,
Trinidad Escobar.
yes.
Trinidad Escobar. Is she part of your inspiration as far as doing this? Because I seen some of her work that I'll show on here, which kind of has that same like kind of theme, but she doesn't put it stuff out. But she does these little figures and writings in them and everything. She uses art and writing together, and
Mhm.
seems like a pretty interesting artist as well. Um,
Yeah.
so, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, she's definitely a big inspiration. She introduced me, reading her work introduced me to poetry comics, which I try to make. And she's a queer Filipinx cartoonist who also like who who also is identifies as disabled. So
Hmm.
like she actually talks about it up front and like talks about her advocacy, and she's a very beautiful person and activist. So
Uh-huh.
she's really a bit huge inspiration, and she's very kind-hearted, and she makes me believe it that I can experiment too.
Awesome. Awesome. Um, this is one of your pieces that you have here. Like this is one you have in a matchbox. Like you put the matchbox in, you kind of decorate it, you put the note in here, and
Uh-huh.
this is it. Now, so tell me what about this? Because I'm gonna show a couple of the pieces and tell me how'd you come up with this idea with doing this,
Um,
and stay right to this side right here too. See how you are, where I can see you in the camera and the picture. Stay over to you just a little bit. Move over just a little so we can keep seeing you.
oh,
Yep.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. So you have a few pieces you wanted to show us, like which probably is even better than me pulling up pictures. So show us what you're talking about as far as the abandoned art. I believe. Show us.
Okay, so this is the one right here, that you saw on screen.
Uh-huh.
This is So the theme of this package is fear, and I'm scared of matches. Like I'm scared of lighting them, or I used to be. And
Uh-huh.
then the back of barn had like this these long matches. So I'll pull it out. Here's the little thing. And then like I decided to write different hold on, let me.
Wow, that's really, you wrote on those. That's really tiny. That's cool.
Yeah. So I wrote down like a affirmation, a wish, a accomplishment, a a fear. The one I
Yes.
forgot. So like this one reads I wrote one about you. I secured a podcast interview with KJL Senior.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like and
That's
then
funny.
and then I always deserve to love myself.
Uh-huh.
I wish I found the right spot to abandon this. um, and I want to be able to do all I need for the interview.
That
Yeah,
is
so-
funny. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now. See, that is so cool that you're doing that. And just imagine you're leaving that out somewhere and someone grabbing it and just having it as a keepsake or something like that. So this, you had this one piece right here. I'm not sure what this was right here. What was this right here?
Oh, so that's for the Dada Domicile show.
Uh-huh.
It was with the Dada Daya. I'm definitely pronouncing it wrong, but they had an open call for like 3D art, or like
You said art dada. You said art dada, like DADA, art dada.
I think Dada. That's a
Oh,
that's a collective in Staten Island, and they had an open call for like a miniature dollhouse stuff, and I found that at a thrift shop, and I decided to like, I want to collage all over it because they're very much into assemblage and like collaging. And then they have like this thing's called a event score, where you write like a short written piece, and like it's after Yoko Ono, who names her pieces, and it says heart piece, unlock what is big and realize you did not. So I dice, and I just collaged and did random
I'm not sure
things.
what the connection is. I'm not sure what the connection is. You may want to repeat that in because you were kind of buffering a little bit. So you were saying that last part. Say it again.
So there's like dice that I glued that has to do with chance, and then like I wrote down the piece, heart piece after Yoko Ono, who names her pieces like sky piece, and I put like unlock what is broken and realize you are not. And I glued down a key to indicate that. And there's like at the back of it, there's a heart lock. So it's definitely Dadaism has to do with assemblage art and like randomness and chance. Mm-hmm. And I felt like I did a good job of doing that. And that's like the.
And what? And that looks like that was another piece that was in there. It looks like a card or something.
Yeah, it is.
Is that a painting or something you painted?
No, it's not. It's a card that I got from Hawaii. I'll bring it out. And then so I wrote to stranger, and then like I put the word yours at the back, and then if you open it up, this was originally supposed to go to Hawaii, but I didn't. Here's the card. And I wrote a long message.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you'll leave that somewhere. A person will pick it up as a stranger, and then they'll have this nice card on the inside, and they'll be able to read a nice message that you left.
Yes.
Awesome.
Exactly.
And everything you're doing is like encouraging people to almost kind of like to come out of a shell. And let me show you. This is the Trinidad Escobar. This is the lady that you said that you were inspired by, and this is Trinidad Escobar. She's a let me read her this thing real quick for her. Trinidad Escobar is a multidisciplinary artist from the Wigma Ohlone region of California, USA. She is a cartoonist of folk, horror, gothic, and ya fantasy, poetry, and social science. Trinidad currently works at Sins Invalid and Crip Survival Network, making comics about disability justice. And so this is the artist that's who uh, uh, Trinidad Escobar is, and you can see some of her artwork here, Trinidad Escobar, and you can see she does these little kind of like illustrations, and she writes stories along with these. I was glancing at a few of them, which brings me to this video that you made on here. So I'm gonna play it for a second and just tell me how you came up with. And it was this video I'm about to show, was this inspired from Trinidad, because it's pretty cool. I'm gonna just play it real quick.
Please, by Eileen Ramos. If I build you a world, would you stay? Somewhere far and separate, a place real and yours. Every book at your fingertips. Delectables galore. I will do anything to be your God. Whomever you want me to be, I shall become. I will depart the oceans to bring you closer. Summon a choir of angels to lull you. End the world for your return. If you could just choose me for once.
That was really cool. So you put together those videos as well. Now, tell me a little bit about that, how you constructed that, and what was the idea behind that?
So I took a class with Madeline Jubilee Saito. It was an online class on Zoom where it dives into poetry comics. And our project was to show off our poetry comic. And I decided to do a video because it's easier to see on Zoom. And I did this all in Canva Pro. And I'm not a graphic designer at all. I don't know much about animation, but I decided to duplicate each slide an image to juxtapose the elements, and it flowed really well. I like the idea of a digital voice or like some sort of video game character or like just that mode. And I love 8-bit work a lot. So it was fun to like go through all these elements on Canva Pro to find like fitting pieces, and sometimes it helps it grow and make them more organic. So it was exciting to like find stuff that's in that voice and like see how it helped push the narrative further. It's definitely the voice of someone who is like desperate to have someone back and like will do anything for them, even be their god. So I really liked recording it and like making it, and yeah.
We have a comment from much love and support from Malibu Ken, and right here we got a comment here, much love.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
And we're just gonna put on here. Okay. This hopefully it'll come up my comment here. Here we go. Back at you, Malibu Ken. All right. So yeah, so what's happening is that is awesome. So what I'm going to do right now, and we're going to come back to your thing. I want to let everybody know I'm having a problem with my website. It's the hosting channel. Somehow they lost some of my information. They're trying to like upload my content back on there. It was a mistake on their end, and so my website will be down for they said it should be a few hours and it's back up. But here's our little advertisement, and we'll be right back.
While we proudly showcase the original artwork of artist Kenneth J. Lewis Sr., we also offer an array of other products to complement your artistic interests. From charming coffee mugs and elegant note cards to stunning prints and captivating published books, there's something for everyone to enjoy. Be sure to explore our diverse selection. As a token of appreciation, we're delighted to offer you a special discount. Simply click the link in the description and use promo code KJL10 at checkout to receive a generous 10% off your order. Plus, enjoy free shipping on orders totaling $50 or more. It's our way of saying thank you for supporting our passion for artistry. Start browsing now and enhance your collection with our unique offerings. We can't wait to see what catches your eye. Hashtag grateful, hashtag much love.
That's right. Come to KJL Art Sanctuary. Uh, Here I am. I'm drinking from one of my coffee mugs right here. And these are like super, 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 super duper cool. And I also have my artwork on there. Now, you won't see this on my website. You'd have to call me up and tell me what mug you want. I've created too many pieces of artwork. So you just have to tell me what picture you saw of mine that you want on the coffee mug. And as you can see, it gets printed on both sides. So that's one of the things. And also, um, we have here, you have this is a framed print, and the frame prints are on the website. I think those are like 24.99 or something like that. And also 16 by 20 prints on canvas. They're like 24.99 or something like that on there. I'm bad quote. You got to go to the website when it comes back up. But so I have a sale going on right now. It's KJL 10, and it'll give you a 10% discount on the site when it's back up. So back to Eileen. So let me ask you a couple of questions. So now social media, how has social media helped you in in the work that you are attempting to do? Like, how has social media affected you?
It's been such a freeing platform in a lot of ways. It's
Mhm,
actually how I found a Bored to Death book club and decided to pitch that column to them. I found a lot of good friends through social media. It allowed me to see all these awesome opportunities that I want to go for, like with Two Cats Gallery, that I'm making a Rolodex of art from a fictional character and like involving like creating a website and all this stuff.
mhm,
Um, yeah, so it's been very like conducive to my art making, and I find these cool opportunities like making a mixtape for someone on a
mhm,
cassette tape, and it's been really cool and a little intimidating because there's so many opportunities and so many ways to make art that's like, oh no, what am I gonna find next?
uh-huh,
um, so it's been really cool to like document, and I get a lot of support and like really a lot of sweet things from people. So
mhm.
it's how I found you. So it's
Yeah.
been really, yeah.
Exactly. And social media has helped me that way. We have a great lineup of artists coming. You started actually kicked off Women's History Month, even though it's not March yet, but I technically made you the first in Women's History Month. And if you can see right here, you can see we have the lineup of everyone coming. We started with you. We do have one replacement. Jeannie Blamo isn't going to be able to. She had her mother. She had family thing. So we're going to replace our artist for next week. But then we have Beverly Keith Kelly coming on. Asha Chapman, Princess Jenkins. So it's going to be awesome. We have some really nice lineup. I'll let you guys know who's going to be next week. But anyway, could you hear me then? I had that overlay. I wasn't sure if you could hear me while I was talking.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So you're basically kicking that off. Social media has been doing a wonderful job with that. I already know where you find some of your inspiration from. How do you balance your time? Like, besides this, what you're doing, what else do you do with your life? Like your job and everything. Like, how do you balance doing this creative stuff as a job or family?
Um, So I work at a law firm as an office assistant, but it's nice because there's a lot of lulls. As long as they manage the phones and like help out with immigration and like whatever they need me to do, it's not a stressful job. So I'm able to work on these items and like on these things like gathering materials for my art and like use their office supplies sometimes. And like it's a very stress-free job. And then like I also edit for a website, a pop culture website, like on interviews and reviews and like all that stuff. I try to read. I try to read my hoard, and I also I'm going to do a zinefest on April 6th, so I've been preparing for that, like creating zines and making copies. Reading. I like to give away books and zines for folks who buy stuff from me. So I've been reading a lot of books, as well as I like to give away items even if they're not buying anything. So I'm gonna make a postcard of my writing and art and like sending it out and giving it to folks. And like I have like a horde of like postcards I don't even use, so to give away. And yeah, I'm really excited. It's with the New York City Feminist Zine Fest.
Awesome. What are you working on at the moment right now? Like, is there something you're working on in particular right now? Is there
Yeah, there is
something you can give us a peek at? Can we get a peek?
Oh, and I hope I brought it.
I'm always giving peeks at stuff I'm doing. So, is there something?
Okay, so I have this Rolodex.
So you're doing. Now, what is it again? Oh, the Rolodex.
Yeah.
So you're gonna. What are you gonna do with that?
It's with the hide and seek open call. It's with Two Cats Gallery in El Cerrito, California, and I haven't filled it out quite yet, but there's like different slots. I can put like different
notes in between there.
Yeah,
I got it.
Wait.
Oh,
yeah.
This one should be really nice. This one should be really nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So I could put like this match in there. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me wait. There, yes. And like stick it in, and then like I have like wrappers and like throwaway things and the Daruma information. So I want to create like a fictional character, who makes a Rolodex of art, and she abandons things in public for guerrilla art. So just like I do, like abandoning like the books, as well as like I have extreme post-it notes. So I want to write messages on top of them and stick it to places. And I want to take photos of the art and make them small enough to be on the Rolodex cards, and then decorate it and fill in the backs and like make it into a lush story that's not, and then like have each of the, because there's like little letter cards like like those.
I see.
Yeah, and so I want to give them categories like C for crushes or like B for something. And like
that is awesome. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't give away too much more of your ideas. Somebody may snap. This is a really great idea that you're coming up. You can talk to me off the camera about the rest of it, but it's a really great idea. I don't want somebody to snatch it up from you before you get it out there. But it's really, really cool. I'm telling you, I see where you're going with this. I see where you're going with it, and I like it. You should record it when you put that one out. I'm telling you, I think what'll be really great for you is I know people would love to see the reactions of people when they get this abandoned art that you leave, these abandoned books you leave. But let me ask you this question. Like, okay, it's one thing giving, but do you sell any artwork? Do you like to sell artwork as well? That's the other. That's what keeps everybody going, like selling the artwork.
I sell zines. That's about as close as it gets. I'm considering like if this gets accepted, then I'm considering selling it. But I have no idea how to mark that up because I'm like brand new at this, and like so I don't know a good price for it. I am putting a lot of work and effort, so I need to be like cognizant of like labor costs and like the time I put in. So I need to figure that out.
At my studio and gallery, a lot of the artists I've interviewed so far and other artists I have coming up, I have a gallery and studio, and so um, I'm actually considering now carrying some of their art in there. So I'll keep you abreast on that, and maybe you can have be part of a show at my studio where you'll have your some of your abandoned items there, and you'll make money off of it because we'll charge for it. I mean, we
Well,
call it abandoned art, but we can charge for it. Maybe we'll put one outside somewhere for somebody to pick up and they can have it, but we need to
mhm,
sell some, stuff too.
yeah. Oh
Um,
wow.
you ever get any blocks? Like, you ever have any blocks? Like, where you just at this creative block, and how do you overcome that?
Um, Whenever I get blocked like that, it's definitely an emotional thing. Like if I'm struggling and like a life event that's overwhelming, I try to like read books and to get inspiration, like especially from favorite writers and artists, and like see whatever piques my interest. So like definitely reading, and like if writing fails and I can't get anything out, then reading helps tremendously.
Okay. Um, Let me ask you something. You like, sometimes people like creating it. Like, do you like creating like individually or in a group like setting? Do you like being off yourself, being creative, or do you find you get more creative in a group setting?
Um, I think I'm mostly by myself. But I do find a lot of kinship with like creating with a friend, and we're co-working or co-playing with each other. So it's been a lot of fun, and I could ask them questions about their work, and then they could ask me questions. And sometimes it really helps, like the making of it. And but yeah, I usually am alone. I'd like to do like something like an in-person group setting where we create stuff but together, but we'll see. Hmm. Oh, I can't see you, Kenneth.
I don't think you can hear me. I was off the stage. I didn't know whether
Oh
you couldn't hear me. I was
no.
asking. It was like saying, are there any what was I asking? You know, like your subject matters. That's where we were at. We're at the subject matters. Like, are there any particular subject matters that you, besides what you're doing now, are there other subject matters that interest you in art? And have you
Uh,
done it subject
Besides mental illness, and being vulnerable and confessing things, um, I like to create immersive experiences. But I love writing constraints at the Olipo group, the Men's Society, and I will take a class with called Wait Let's Play Wayward Sentences with the School for Poetic Computation, and I'm really excited because you work with like writing constraints and like generators and like all these other beautiful things, and I'm really excited to learn and grow. And it's always fun to experiment with constraints because it definitely pushes your writing in ways that you'll never have access to otherwise. So I'm super excited to begin that journey at the end of March.
matters? Okay. As you can see, we're putting across the screen here all of our social media. So you have my Instagram, and then you have my website here. Again, it's down for a few hours until they fix it, and my email address here. Then we go back and we have Eileen's Gmail address, and we have her Facebook, Eileen Ramos, and have her website. Please go on, follow her on IG, follow her on Facebook. This is her IG, and show her some love. And
Mm.
have one comment that's going on right here, right now. And let's see what the question is. Let's see. We have a question for you. Would Eileen prefer indoor or outdoor spaces for inspiration? You like indoor or outdoor for inspiration?
I love taking sunset walks. It definitely generates stuff, and it's beautiful outside in the golden hour. And but I love being inside and being surrounded by books. It like kind of access to inspiration that way. So it's a mix. But I think I would love to explore the outdoors more and see what happens when I'm not so confined and stuck to my phone or the TV or the computer. So I definitely feel like outdoors would be a lot more freeing and allows for more contemplation and allows for a lot more focus than being inside. So I'd like outdoors more.
Okay, awesome. As you can see here, this will be rebroadcast on my YouTube channel, Artist Kenneth J. Lewis Sr. channels on YouTube, and it carries my Art with Kenneth podcast as well as the KJL Art Sanctuary Artist Interview podcast. So you'll be able to get all the episodes on here once you go to the channel and you look at, podcasts, then follow the Art with Kenneth Artist Interview. And it will be broadcast on there. I will edit it out because I had some technical difficulties in the beginning, and it actually started yesterday with my darn website. But anyway, so as I come towards the conclusion of every episode, I also like to put up a famous artist quote. And so the one that I picked for this particular show was, "I've been absolutely terrified every moment of my life, and I've never let it keep me from doing a single thing I wanted to do." Giorgio. And it's so fitting because here you are, a young lady, understanding that you're bipolar, you're in therapy, you're creating, you're open to talking about your bipolar condition, you're willing to share and help others that have that similar situation, and you're going out here and you're spreading love and joy throughout the world. And that is so beautiful. So no matter, like he's saying, no matter if you're terrified, if you're down and out, if you're struggling in life, just know that, things always will somehow get better if you just keep, pushing forward and don't let it get you down. We all go through different things, but just please don't let it get you down. Life can beat you down, but you take the negative and the positive. And just like electricity, you become powerful. But if you get rid of the negative and just try to hold on to the positive, you have no power. You get rid of the positive and don't think about the negative, power. The negative and positive come together, and that's what gives you the power. So embrace it. That seems to be what you're doing. So this quote fits so perfectly with the young lady.
Wow.
Do you have any advice or any comment on that? And also any advice for up and coming artists or any youth, for the young people that are interested in doing something similar to yours or getting into art or creative career here? Do you have any advice?
Yeah, that quote definitely deeply resonates because I'm definitely a very anxious, very scared person, but it hasn't stopped me completely. Because I've always been writing and creating, and it's like, if you have something urgent to say it. There's a lot of power in being and knowing that you can speak your truth no matter who is in the room. And when I started out doing monologues, I had my families there, my friends and acquaintances, strangers, and there was something about talking about things that I've hidden for years, like about my psychoses and delusions and feeling monstrous and isolated and alone and scared of like ending up in an institution, and saying that out loud with a loud booming voice that felt like freedom. And like I encourage people to like talk about the things that they are ashamed of, because it brings out so much freedom in it, and you never know whose story where your story will help someone.
Yes.
I remember like I was invited to perform at my college for the opening of the multicultural center, and this was a play, and that college is where I had my second psychosis, and like had to be brought to the hospital. And there's something about telling those young folks that you have access to free counseling services and therapy. You must make use of it now, and to encourage them to take a break and leave of absence. And I remember like talking and performing, and I saw this flood of tears in the room, and it surprised me, but they really connected to my story. And I know a lot of them are going through similar struggles too. And even the photographer and the person who was recording my Instagram live was crying. So it felt really great to know that I shouldn't be ashamed of my truth or my story, because it will help people. And I will continue to do this work as long as I can and as much as I can. And I have yet to get like people telling me don't do it, or like to shut me down. And it feels really good to know that people want to hear this message and want to hear and want to be freer themselves too.
I'm telling you, young lady, you're a very courageous person. A lot of people would try to put that behind them and try to shield it. You're open with it. You're saying there is, you can live with these type of situations and you can still thrive. And it's very courageous of you. And what better person can I start off Women's History Month than with someone like you that's really taking on this challenge of the condition that you have and embracing it and thriving and continuing to grow. I admire you for that, and much love and respect for that.
Thank you.
Yes. So listen, we're gonna about wrap it up for today. It was so nice having you come on Abandoned Art. And remember, I'm gonna put her information up here one more time. And I'm telling you guys, you better like her page. You better like follow her on Instagram and share her stuff. Okay, so we have it here. If you'd like to get in contact with her, this is her email address. And if you'd like to check out her website, here's her website. And if you would like to follow her on Facebook, this is her Facebook. And last but not least, we have her IG. So please, with all, much love and respect to you, please, everyone, come out and support this young lady. Thanks again for coming on. I'm going to do a little ending housekeeping, and we'll be talking soon about, like I told you, the other projects and things as well. All right. Much love, young lady.
Thank you, Kenneth. Have a good day.
What a great interview with this young lady. Man, that's amazing to be able to share a difficult condition that you have, and the way she's carrying herself is amazing. I'm really impressed by this young lady. Again, if you would like to donate to our channel, we got Purvis Young interview that's actually coming this next week. We have Art with Kenneth, and we've started back with our Sunday interviews. Again, we have Women's History Month, and you can see that's our lineup. We just have one person that has a personal issue, and we're going to replace her with someone else, and I'll do an update on that. And again, my website right now, at the hosting end, they're having a problem, so you can't log into there right now, but you will be. They told me it should be fixed by the end of the day. And if you'd like to donate to my podcast channel, you have donate via Cash App, which is also scrolling at the bottom, and also via Square as well. And when you donate, there's $50 or more, you get a free framed print and mug. For $20 plus, you get a free mug. For $5 to $19, you get a free print, and there's free shipping on all. And let's see what we got here. I'm trying to do all my housekeeping at the end. So let's see here. I just appreciate you guys tuning in. I am so grateful for the opportunity to have this podcast and be able to share with you uh, everything that I've been able to do thus far from 4 months in. Please, when you come on, please subscribe to my channel, and the it helps me, my YouTube channel grow. Helps the other artists that I have on there, because all of these episodes stay up. So please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I am so, so, so grateful that you came and stayed and stopped by to visit us. Much love.